Tacos are bigger than Donald Trump's ego at the moment, and for good reason. London is now home to some great taco restaurants, and we're here to sample the best. I'm probably sick of a few mezcals as well. So let's go.
My name is Thomasina Myers. I am the co-founder of Wahaca. We wanted to create an authentic take on Mexican street food. I'd lived in Mexico City for a year. I'd realised that Mexican food pretty much didn't exist in this country, even in Europe. So we wanted to show the British consumer what Mexican food was really about. Market food and the street food is huge in Mexico. They've got a very strong culture of going out to the streets, going to street food stands and eating on the street. And the food on the street is delicious, and it's often where you get the best flavours. We wanted a kind of Mexico market environment. We wanted to be informal. We wanted people to sit together. That idea of no queuing, you just turn up, and then eating with your hands. We've got a fountain in every site so people can wash their hands because it's a messy, tactile food. It's for celebrating, it's for sharing. One of our most famous dishes is our cochinita pibil, a pork pibil taco, which is a dish from the Yucatan, and it is essentially a shoulder of pork that has been marinated for 24 hours and then slow cooked for about 6 hours in citrus, achiote, spices, Yucatecan spices. We are nearly 10 years old this year. When we opened our doors, there was one old-fashioned Mexican restaurant and one street food stand, maybe one taqueria. And that stayed like that for about 5 years after we opened. There was no new Mexican food at all in the capital. I think now, particularly in the last 6 months, there's suddenly been a burst of pretty exciting Mexican restaurants opening up. It's never good to be the only person in the sector. It's great to have competition. It's great to see other people innovating. Mexican food's a big thing. It's growing. It's not a shrinking market. There's going to be a lot more coming. I like to think that our competitors have come and eaten what we cook and have been a bit inspired by us. And I think it's time for us to be inspired back by what they're doing.
I love Wahaca. I think it's great, accessible, in terms of price point for lunch, nice, fresh, delicious. I really love the little pulled pork taco. This is delicious.
I thought it's been great. Mexican flavours kind of built in with other regional dishes, so sashimi, battered cod, and I think it works really nicely. I like the tostadas. I thought they were really good, easy to eat, interesting flavours.
Where did they have their street food?
I'm Sam Hart, and the idea of El Pastor is that we're a simple but authentic Mexican taqueria. I lived in Mexico City for 5 years in the 1990s. In fact, I ended up opening a nightclub there, and one of our partners in the restaurant was my partner in Mexico. And we've had this conversation together for the last 15 years since we left Mexico that we must do a taqueria in London. For us, tacos is all about the tortilla, and so it's like the bread to one sandwich. Unless that's right, it's difficult to make too much progress. We import direct our special indigenous criollo corn, which is the native breed of Mexican corn, direct from Mexico, and nixtamalize our own tortillas in-house. So that gives you your base. And then obviously the pastor taco itself, which is the marinated pork and the upright grill, which is the sort of our house classic, as it were. We're also really into making all our salsas on-site, daily and fresh. The three parts of the Mexican tortilla or taco is the tortilla, whatever is in it, and then the salsa. So, it's trying to really focus on those three things to make sure that they're all as good as they can be. We're called El Pastor. Our signature taco is a taco al pastor. Al pastor means shepherd style. So it's a descendant of the Lebanese kebab brought to Mexico City in the 1950s by Lebanese immigrants. And they changed it from lamb to pork. The Mexicans added their own marinade. and they swapped flatbreads for tortillas, and that's what we do here.
So we go on a ski trip every year.
It's really interesting. It's a fantastic location, great decor, fantastic food. I think the food's very simple but really, really beautiful. They've got all the good ingredients, everything that you need. The colours are bright, all the different sauces, all the different ranges you can make the dishes, something that they're very, very simple when it comes down to it. It's only about 2 or 3 key ingredients on the tacos. Understanding how you can lay out food to make it seem really simple and you can visually see every single ingredient. I think that's really, really key. It's something that we need to take on board.
This is fabulous. I mean, I know the area, I know the location. I didn't realise how big it was. And that beef short rib taco is to die for. Absolutely delicious. The flavours, the fish taco is delicious. Normally you have fried. This wasn't a fried fish taco. It was really very, very spicy. So you're going to hit the spice, and then it was just buttery in the mouth. It was delicious. We're going to pinch a couple of things we've already seen today for our places. I won't be saying what, but watch this space.
I'm Chris, Whitney, and this is Nududia, and we are Breddos Tacos, obviously, and this is our taqueria.
We started off in a taco shack. Chris built this wooden shack in Hackney a few years ago, and the idea behind the food was always to be inspired by mine and Chris's travels, not just in Mexico but America, and to take influence from the other kind of, I use this word a lot, but the immigrant cultures in Mexico and in Los Angeles. So we use a lot of Chinese influence in our food. We use a bit of Korean, a bit of Japanese, because there's a lot of that influence in certain areas in Mexico. I think we're really keen to kind of just evolve from what we could do at Street Feast and street food to kind of see, let's try and kind of do something a bit more grown up, if you can call it that, with a bar. Or, where we could have control of the mezcal that we could serve and the cocktails we could serve, and as Chris says, the vibe. We've obviously brought a bit of that with us from the Street Feast days with the festoon lighting and the big sharing tables and the stools and the kind of awkward seating, I guess. But it was just a logical next step for us to kind of go, well, can we be street food traders forever, or shall we try and realise what Breddos could be in both a culinary and kind of drinking kind of sense? But I'd say Mexican in origin and global in influence, something like that, maybe. I guess the foundation of everything we do has got a Mexican technique in it. The salsas we make every day, the sauces, the corn we grind every day and we soak every night. So it's, the foundation upon everything we do is Mexican and is grounded in a massive respect for Mexican food. But the influence comes from all over the place. So whilst the pillars there of Mexican. Everything else kind of just fits, or at least we do. It probably doesn't actually. I don't know. We'll see.
The taco is really nice. Like the actual tortilla, isn't
It's got to be a massive fried chicken taco. It's my favourite one, to be honest. It's but not be amazing.
I'm off cooking fucking cooking langoustines and scallops and all these kind of exotic sea urchins. I'd say sea urchin and clam is probably our signature from my perspective. But then everyone just fucking orders the fried chicken.
By far the best so far. The food's been excellent. I think the attention to detail, every dish has something different about it. The first one was my favourite one. The pea mole was delicious, and the drinks have been really fantastic as well. Some of the tastes were slightly different. The combinations work so well. You can see it's professional, but not chain driven. Little touches. It's got a curtain on the door rather than a double door. I think all those things look really nice. Open kitchen's fantastic as well.
Oh, I really need to loosen my belt.
Or maybe taco now.
So my name's Neil Rankin. I'm the owner of Kemper in Soho, and our idea is primarily to do whole animal barbecue. So we buy in whole animals, we cook them, smoke them, grill them, whatever, and just serve them with bread. So we decided to do tacos and to do flatbreads. It's not a sit-down, fine dining tablecloth experience. It's a get your hands dirty, messy, hip hop in the background, have a bit of fun, drink some mezcal sort of experience. That's what's going on in here.
On the nose, gin, black currant.
My fifth margarita.
Mara will be on like withdrawals from it.
Crab with a fennel mayonnaise. Monster Munch crunch.
It is Monster Munch.
That is actually very tasty. The meat full of flavour.
The style of cooking is just about cooking meat the best way we can. I mean, we do fish as well, we do vegetables, and we do everything else, but it's about perfect cookery. So I use some Thai flavors, Korean flavors, there's a lot of Mediterranean flavors. We use, we do a lot of Spanish dishes here and stuff. It's not fusion, but it's just everything thrown together, and it's whatever I like tasting, and whatever I think goes well with the menu. What's the point in having a grill that has lots of fire in it and then hiding it? So we stuck it in the middle of the restaurant, we made it 4.5 meters long, and we stuck people around it, and you can drink and watch it, or you can just sit in a booth and ignore it completely, but you have that choice. Goat is our signature. I know it's not really a dish, it's a meat, but I think it's what we're known for, it's not what we're popular for, it's what is bringing people in and people are finding a really difference. I mean, the cheeseburger taco is probably the most popular thing, but the goat's outselling everything. We're now the biggest buyer of goat from Cabrito, I think, in the UK.
I really like Kemper. I've been meaning to come since it opened. Coming today was a real treat for me. I sort of feel like we've just touched on the peripheries of what they've got in terms of looking at the kitchen and the barbecue that's going on and cooking over the coals. So I'm definitely coming back because I think there's a lot more of the menu I'd like to explore. And I think if you were sitting around the cooking area, especially when it's busy at night time and there's lots going on, I mean I would come back for that alone, just to get in amongst the smoke. I want to go home smelling smoky. My favourite dish tonight has been the lard, the Thai lard. I just think the flavours and the toasted rice over the top and the coriander, delicious, really good. Out of the four, my favourite today was Breddos. I just think they attack it with real integrity. I love the quality of their ingredients, and they just push things a little bit further. It's not safe. A combination of ingredients and flavours is just spectacular.
They're quite eclectic as well in terms of it's not just specifically Mexican or South American. They've gone out there. They're looking at international sort of contemporary fillings as well. They're confident in their delivery, and they only have two salsas, a hot or a not. I think Breddos just slightly inched it for me.